Why do some cucumbers come wrapped in plastic? Find out on this next episode of Digest This.
Welcome to Digest This, the show that helps you revolutionize your digestive health. Here are your hosts, Dr. Liz Cruz and Tina Nunziato.
Hello and welcome to Digest This. I'm Dr. Liz Cruz and this is Tina Nunziato sitting right here next to me. I hope that you are watching us on YouTube because Tina did a nice little routine with this cucumber on our intro. That's right. She's back in high school doing what do you call it? The baton.
Yes, the twirling.
The twirling. Yes, that's very cool. Yeah. So hopefully watch it on YouTube if you can, so that you can watch her. So
dance with a cucumber.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about this cucumber. Why are some cucumbers wrapped in plastic? This cucumber is not just any cucumber. This is an English cucumber. Mm-hmm. All right, English cucumber,
also called a hothouse cucumber.
Hothouse cucumber. Mm-hmm. All right, actually, I didn't know that. Hothouse. So my wife started buying English cucumbers for us many years ago when we started on our journey to wellness. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say about 16 years ago or so when we started on this journey, and all of a sudden we started seeing English cucumbers as opposed to the standard, cucumber that most of us have grown up with and that you find in the grocery store.
This cucumber's always been there. I think.
Yes, but I didn't grow up with that. My mom did not buy that. My mom bought the traditional green cucumber that you find in the store.
My mom did as well.
Yeah, and actually, even if it's been there all that time, I never noticed it.
Exactly.
I never noticed it.
Yes.
And so now, though, this is all you see in our household.
That's right.
And a question that I never even thought about was, Tina sent me this article about why English cucumbers are wrapped in this plastic. Mm-hmm. Well, I never thought about it. I just thought, well, these are special cucumbers. So, of course, they're going to be wrapped in plastic.
These are better.
Yeah. And so, it's not anything that I was even curious about. So now I'm going to really work on my curiosity level and try to up it up a little bit.
Right.
So this was a really interesting article that she sent me a couple weeks ago on 3 reasons that these English cucumbers are wrapped in plastic. Mm-hmm. And it's actually pretty cool. Mm-hmm. It's actually pretty cool. So,
well, we started telling people, and we switched to English cucumbers years ago and started telling people to eat English cucumbers for a couple reasons. The health, first of all, cucumbers are very, very good for you.
Yes.
They have a lot of water and a lot of nutrients in them. Okay, so it's a really nice thing to add to a lot of different dishes. You can add them to salads. You can add them to like our zippy breakfast in the morning that we were just talking about on the last podcast.
Our smoothies. We add half a cucumber, half of one of those.
You can chop this baby up and just eat it with some hummus. I mean, there's so many different, cucumbers are so versatile, right? But the healthiest part of the cucumber is actually the skin, okay? The green part, the green part. And unfortunately, with the cucumbers that we grew up with, that our moms bought, a lot of people shave off the skin.
Yes.
Why? Because it's hard.
Yeah.
And it kind of tastes waxy. It doesn't taste very good.
It's a little, and it's even a tad bit bitter because, it's just a little on the bitter side.
Yeah, so a lot of people will take their slicer, their potato peeler or whatever, and they will peel the cucumber before they cut it and put it in a salad. What you're doing is you're peeling away all the important nutrients, okay? If you're going to take the time to eat a cucumber, it's really important to eat the skin.
Yeah.
The other thing is the hard cucumber that our parents bought is harder to digest because the skin is harder, okay? So this cucumber, you don't have to peel it because the skin is soft and it's a lot easier to digest, right?
Yes.
So our goal was to help people digest easier, better. So we said switch to English cucumbers, again, also called hothouse cucumbers. And I always would tell people, you can tell them from the other cucumbers because they're wrapped in plastic.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Now, again, never thought about why they were wrapped in plastic, so that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, so why are these cucumbers wrapped in plastic? So, as Tina mentioned, they are a thinner skinned cucumber, and they're so good. They're so good. So if you've never eaten an English cucumber or a hothouse cucumber, go get yourself one of those today. Yep. Seriously, go get one. They're so good, and so many different ways you can eat it. But one of the reasons that they give in the article was to keep the moisture in. keep the moisture in the cucumber. Okay? It just helps to keep that moisture in. And as you'll notice, when you cut these cucumbers and eat them, like Tina said, they do have a lot of water content. Great source of a great water content, along with, like Tina said, the minerals and some vitamins.
And they're crispy.
Very crispy.
And snappy.
Very crispy.
That's what keeps them crispy and snappy.
That's right.
Is the fact that they have moisture in them. I know when you and I cut these, because a lot of times, like, we'll cut it in half, and we'll use half in the morning for our smoothie, and then I'll use the other half that night for our salad. Right. But sometimes, let's say, like, we do our smoothie on a Friday, and we throw the other half. We actually keep the other half wrapped in the plastic, and we throw it back in the fridge. Right. But the top part of it isn't wrapped anymore, obviously, because we've sliced it there. Sometimes if, like, our cucumber from Friday, and then we go out to dinner Friday night, and then all weekend we're gone, and then Monday morning you look at the cucumber, and right where it's exposed, it's all shriveled up.
Yes.
Right? And it looks kind of mushy, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
So
just that little part.
Exactly. And just for those 3 days being in the fridge, right? So that shows you right there that if this was not wrapped in plastic, these things would lose their moisture, they would get all kind of mushy, and you'd probably be able to bend it real easy. It wouldn't be crispy and snappy. Right? That's the bad thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. So second reason that they give is it helps to prevent bruising and scratching. So
they're so delicate.
Very delicate. That's right. Very delicate.
And people don't like to eat vegetables and fruit that are banged up.
And actually that bruising and scratching, those areas are areas that also, once it gets bruised or scratched, then it becomes a vulnerable area where you can get like little microorganisms coming in and growing and causing rot in that specific
and
area.
Mold.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed that actually in a lot of fruits and vegetables, but these specifically, if the plastic isn't all the way to the end gets really damaged, and then it gets brown, and you get a gash in it, and then that's where it looks soft and yucky, right? And nobody wants that cucumber.
No,
exactly,
not at all.
So protecting it, it's so delicate.
Very important.
Yeah,
very
it
important.
Has to be protected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, and another reason is to keep out decay causing oxygen. Now, what's that all about? Because we need oxygen, right? We need oxygen, but not the vegetable. That's right. That wrap helps to also protect it from oxygen getting in. Okay, so some people have asked, not necessarily me, but maybe Tina, because she's our nutritionist, and they'll ask her, well, what about just keeping my cucumbers like in a resealable bag? How about that, Tina? Would that work?
So we actually buy cucumbers like that. We buy a bunch of these every week for certain purposes, and then we also buy the little mini cucumbers that are in that plastic bag, because the kids also take cucumbers to school.
And it's a resealable plastic bag.
It's a resealable plastic bag. Yeah. But we've noticed, and again, we didn't kind of, we're not sitting around going, why is this happening to the cucumbers? Like, we're too busy, okay? We're just like, dang, man, these cucumbers go quick. We got to eat these fast.
Exactly.
And so we were just reading about how when a vegetable is put in a bag, a resealable bag like that, not wrapped tightly like this, but just put in a resealable plastic bag, it still allows for moisture to escape and oxygen to get in, right? So it's like a double whammy.
It is.
For these vegetables.
Yeah,
so they rot faster.
Because the microorganisms, the bacteria, they need oxygen. So now you've got this oxygen that's in there in that resealable bag, and you've got these microorganisms that are growing on the cucumber and causing rot. And what Tina said about those little cucumbers, we've noticed how quickly they actually spoil. Yeah.
And like these guys will keep for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I usually buy enough to last us a week. Okay? But every once in a while, again, we have a week where we're off on our schedule and we don't need as many salads, or we don't need as, we miss our smoothie 2 days in a row for some reason, right? And so we've got extra. These will carry through to the next week easily because they're wrapped, right? But I find the little ones in that bag. So it's really a breeding ground for mold and bacteria. Like what we should do when we get those is take them home and literally seal them, like wrap them individually, but that would be a lot of work.
Yes, because we have so much extra time.
Just take them out of the bag and just lay them in the thing.
We'll have to experiment. And I do have to say that when you're washing it, those little cucumbers, you can tell when there's bacteria on there
slime.
because it's slimy.
Yeah.
And you're washing it and it's like, okay, I can get this slime off and get this cucumber ready for my kid. I can make it good.
Go right
I
in the
can
trash.
make it good. I'll just wash off the bacteria. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
So actually, we're actually learning a lot. This was actually a really great article because I was like, really? I'm like, okay. Learning something new every day about our cucumbers. And so there are reasons for this plastic wrap. So don't buy the English cucumber and take the wrap off until you're ready to use it. And like Tina said, like in the morning we cut half of it because we use it for our smoothie, and then the other half she'll use it later that evening to make a salad. And we just keep it wrapped, and it is amazing that it stays really nice.
Yeah.
So very important, keep that oxygen out. And
don't wash your cucumbers till you're ready to eat them.
Yes.
Because again, that exposes them to moisture, and then if you clean them and then set them aside, then again, there's more opportunity for them to rot. Keep them in the front of the fridge.
Yes.
Too. They don't like to be super, super cold. So if you're putting them in a drawer, keep them toward the front of the drawer. That will help them stay fresh longer too.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you can, individually wrap all your vegetables, because there was a study that was done that showed all vegetables that were tightly wrapped versus loosely put in a bag just lasted longer.
Yes.
For these same reasons.
Absolutely.
It's pretty incredible.
Very incredible.
Gotta love science.
I know. I love it. This has actually been a fun podcast.
Better.
Again, if you're not watching us on YouTube, you really need to watch us because Tina's given us a nice show with that cucumber. And so thank you so much for joining us. If you want to connect with us and learn more, you can go to our website, drlizcruz.com. There's a magenta colored button on the homepage that you can click and schedule a free 30-minute wellness consult that's done over the phone. So you could do it from anywhere in the world, and it's free. It's our gift to you. If you haven't rated us, please rate us and please give us a 5. I mean, that's going to help other people just like you to find us faster. And lastly, if
this
you have
cucumber deserves a 5-star.
it does.
Okay.
5. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so that you never miss an episode. I mean, come on. Who wants to miss a show like what Tina's given you today?
Tina with a cucumber. Come on, people.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you on the next podcast.
Thank you for joining Dr. Liz Cruz and Tina Nunziato. To learn more about their revolutionary products and services, go online to www.drlizcruz.com.